6 Annual notice having been forwarded to the New Jersey Herald and the New Jersey Sunday Herald and posted in the municipal bulletin board for public announcements. Will you please rise and salute to the flag? Back there now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, call roll.
Mr. Sherrill,
Yes.
Mr. Diamond, Mr. Kamic,
Here.
Ms. Crock,
Here.
Kathleen Kuzinich, Mr. Mazelewski.
Here.
Mr. Rossi, Chairman Ray.
Here.
Ms. Snow. Here. Mr. Taylor.
Here.
Mr. Wagner, Mayor Gallo.
We got a forum.
We have a quorum.
First item on the agenda is minutes. A motion is in order to approve the minutes of the October 21st, 2025 meetings. Do I have a motion to approve the
I'll
minutes?
make the motion.
The motion? Second. Second.
Mr. Sherrill. Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Kamic,
Yes.
Ms. Crock,
Yes.
Mr. Mazelewski.
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yes.
Ms. Snow.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
No, you see it all better.
I know. You can tell.
All right, resolutions. We have 3 resolutions tonight. The first resolution is Weldon Quarry Company LLC. The hearing date was September 16, 2025. Do I have a motion in order to approve that resolution?
I'll make the motion. I'll second it.
Motion is second.
Mr. Sherrill,
Yes.
Mr. Kamic,
Abstain.
Ms. Crock,
Yes.
Mr. Mazelewski.
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yes.
Ms. Snow,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Okay, second resolution is Jenny Zuniga. Hearing date was October 7th, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve that resolution?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Mr. Sherrill,
Yes.
Mr. Kamic,
Yes.
Ms. Crock,
Yes.
Mr. Mazelewski.
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yes.
Ms. Snow.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Okay, third resolution is Christopher McGarty, October 21st, 2025. Do I have a motion to approve that resolution?
I'll make the motion. I'll second it.
Mr. Sherrill,
Yes.
Mr. Kamic,
Yes.
Ms. Crock,
Yes.
Mr. Mazelewski.
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yes.
Ms. Snow.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Okay, next item is correspondence. Any correspondence? No? No correspondence. Okay. We go to escrow refunds, just as for informational stuff, escrow refunds, we have 2 of them, so. The next item is bills. We have bills from Mott McDonald, Dolan and Dolan, New Jersey Herald, and Van Cleef. Do I have a motion to pay the bills?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Sherrill,
Yes.
Mr. Kamic,
Yes.
Ms. Crock,
Yes.
Mr. Mazelewski.
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yes.
Ms. Snow.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Next item is zoning officer report. Anything, Bill?
Just I put them on in front of everybody. Number 1 would be over on, the Green Tree building. The people who actually opened that small grocery store, they may be wanting to switch, and they asked me whether a cigar bar would work there. I've provided everybody with the ordinance. And of course, naturally, our ordinances don't keep up to date with all the modern things that come down the line, but it does, I mean, you'd be selling things, so the retail services, and of course, people I imagine would be staying there, enjoying these things, which is similar to a restaurant. But I just wanted to see if the board felt that this fits as a performing use. I mean, it is a little unique. It's, there probably would have to be a really good ventilation system and whatnot, but of course, that's not our concern. But I just want to see what the board thought.
Seating issue there. I mean, people with it.
Would there be wouldn't it have to go through O'Connor first?
Well,
If there is a change of use?
Well, basically, I mean, step 1 would be just the use,
Yeah.
truly the use.
Use for it,
With us on in the zoning side. So of course, if we felt it falls into the conforming uses, then it'd be simple. It's, I say yes. And then ultimately it would be a case where then he'd have to, yes, they'd have to do the fit out with Mr. O'Connor. Ventilation systems, that's a residential building up above, so God forbid, you know, we had some spill off there. But ultimately, yes.
The threshold really is, as Bill points out, is it a use that's
It's the same use,
consistent,
basically, it's the same.
consistent with what the zone
Yeah.
permits, and as you say, you can't anticipate future
No.
uses and demands. Kind of is it in the tenor or similar to, you know, and that for me, I think it is. Yeah.
Well, I think it's a combination, right? Because as a retail, it would be in and out, like
Mhm.
you buy milk, you pick up the milk and you go. You buy a cigar, you pick the cigar and you go.
Yeah,
But
but
if
they
you're
were,
going to stay there like a restaurant, I would think that there's a lot of air filtration issues. We're assuming they're gonna be smoking inside. They may be smoking directly up under a residential
Mm.
patio, you know, which, you know, they may have an area to contribute there. So I guess it depends on how are they asking to consume the product, inside or
Well,
outside?
I mean, they came to me with strictly calling it a cigar bar. Of course, I don't smoke cigars, so I've never partook in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got
And I
other, you got
imagine if.
parking, you got, if people are gonna stay there, you know what I'm saying, you got.
We don't have we
Seating.
really don't have an outdoor seating
Sorry.
area, or patio area
No.
where people are gonna be sitting outside and doing that, so be like a coffee shop, except it's cigars, so if they're gonna be inside, then it really is a matter, as you point out, of filtration and that kind of thing, so that nobody's.
If we go by this though, saying retail, which is selling,
Right.
it says restaurant eating place. So if they're sitting in there, it's the same as a restaurant or eating place.
Mhm.
So whatever they do from there, that's totally up
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
that'll go to Bill O'Connor.
right?
Yeah.
We'd have to enforce.
Right.
But for us,
Well, plus
yeah,
you
I
have to
think-
know how many people are, I mean, seating, all that's gotta be a whole.
Yeah, but see, the scenario is, I mean, if it's a conforming use, it doesn't fall into the site plan issue, which that would bring that down back to us here, or you here. If it's felt that it's a conforming use, the ordinance basically says that as long as there's an existing site plan and it's in a conforming use, then, you know, they don't come back to the board.
right,
So if it were another convenience store that wanted to go in there, if it was a dentist shop, you know, dentist office or, you know, hot dog stand, they would not need to come back here because they would be conforming uses.
I mean, I don't know, there's people, it's residential, right about, I mean, the smell, I don't know, you know, I mean, should they have an opportunity to
I think.
voice their concern about
I
it?
think
I
they
mean,
should.
I thought there was no cooking allowed downstairs.
Hmm.
That was the original,
Yeah.
well, they're not planning on cooking anything.
but it says restaurant.
We could have them come in for a discussion to put it on the record exactly what they're
Yeah.
doing.
Well,
I
How
think
many,
that's probably.
how many
the best.
tables are going to have, confirm that it's not outside, can't be outside,
I
kind of
think they would
thing.
have to
And
know.
then just talk about the filtration and the responsibility to,
Because I'm not a
Resident,
cigar smoker and I, you know, whatever. it's
Would they
not
have to
my-
notice also?
no, it'd be a request for a waiver of site plan, really. I don't believe they'd have to.
Well,
Notice,
maybe
but
they
I think we would put it on the record. I'd like to do that, exactly how many tables, that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
So maybe go back to them, Bill, say, listen, dude, why don't they come in for a work session?
Mhm.
Tell us exactly what they wanna do, you know, so, I mean, right now, I don't know what they wanna do.
Yeah.
You know? So,
Okay, because
Right.
it's just what concerns me is it would be if, I mean, if it's conforming, it's conforming and that would be great. If it's not, if it's any question, then it would be the notice from the
Yeah,
already
yeah,
notice part. But okay, I will do just that.
And we can put
Okay.
that on the record and establish exactly what they're trying to do.
So that we could, yes.
so
Thank
what
you.
else?
And then the other one is, it's simply just, that this is a copy of the as built for 1025 Mohawk Trail. And very simply, there are no variances triggered. They're a little bit closer to Bear Pond Trail than the original approval. and their lot coverage, they added a little bit of a sidewalk and the paver walk got changed because it originally was going to be under partially under the building, so, or closer to the building. So ultimately, I just wanted to bring it to the board's attention. But I don't see any variances being triggered. I was about to approve it.
Yeah, that's a minimal, so I don't see a problem with that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, next item on the agenda is discussion, Di Venuto Family Revocable Trust, 1025 Mohawk Trail.
That's what we just.
Oh, that's what it was, okay. That's him?
Was it me? I
That
didn't
was-
remember.
Yeah, it was.
No, that's not,
Ten,
oh, that is, okay. All right,
we
yeah.
got Mohawk Trail.
It is, but I didn't remember, I didn't
The name.
remember
Okay.
setting that up.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's
And I
okay.
did.
That's okay.
Old business, we have any old business? No, new business, no, we have no continued applications. We have, 5 new applications. The first new application is Letty Zaku, 53 Point Pleasant Road.
Evening, Chairman, Board Members, Bern Heffley, on behalf of the applicant. We are gonna have to carry this application tonight. We're working out a couple of drainage issues with our neighbor, and in a very amicable fashion. I think we're gonna have that worked out, but I think it makes more sense that we have those issues addressed before proceeding before the board, because you probably send us home to fix those issues anyway. So we're in the process of doing that, and I think if we carry this one cycle, we'll be able to come back to you with all of those issues resolved. The 2 engineers are talking to each other.
Okay. But you're asking to carry this to our next meeting, which is
Number 16.
December 16th, without notice.
Right, we'll carry the notice.
Okay,
Did I have a motion to carry the application at the applicant's request to the December 16th meeting without notice?
I'll make it.
Second,
Mr. Shirley?
yes.
Mr. Kenneth?
Yes.
Ms. Crock?
yes,
Mr. Mizzlewski?
Yes.
Chairman Ray?
Yes.
Ms. Snow? Yes. Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
okay, very good, thank you. All right, next, applicant is
Yes.
West Shore Marina, 453 River Styx Road.
I didn't realize there was that one.
Will both be testifying?
We will be, yeah.
Okay, please, raise your right hand. You fully testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. And then they, and how are you affiliated with the application?
Yeah.
And you, sir,
James McCarron,
spell your last name?
he is in Boyd, ACCARO, Vice President.
Tell the board what it is that you would ask for here.
We are here humbly requesting variance request for permission to erect a shed, which I guess is very close to your water treatment facility there. And then there was an issue with our jet ski ports, which we had installed, which we were going to discuss. And thirdly, our signage. We erected a new sign, Signorama. Installed a new sign. They said the existing frame was rotten. They built a new frame. To our knowledge, it was nothing more than a sturdier version of the old one.
Same location, same size.
Same everything, yeah, as far as they just said the other one was rotten and they couldn't use it, so they made a new 2x4 frame and they put a piece of plywood on it and they screwed our new sign to it. And we have signage. So we are just asking that you guys allow that to be.
So it's basically as built with a 3 aspect, the shed, the jet
Yeah.
ski area.
Yes, we had no storage, and on February 7th of last year, we had a good number of things stolen from our property. We had some of it recovered, we found the perpetrator, and instead of charging him, we were able to make a deal, we got it back. But that caused us to reevaluate our storage situation and how we operated. And what we need is a secure place to operate out of, and an aesthetically pleasing structure in which right now you can see we're significantly beautifying the place. You can see how we're trying to do what we can to make it as nice as we can. That whole corner there, we still haven't done anything with because we're waiting for approval of this, but we intend to erect that shed. We intend to landscape, mulch, grass.
Well, your shed is there now, or your,
There's no shed there. Right now, we're operating out of a trailer that's
Okay.
there. So we would very much like to lose that trailer and put a permanent shed there and landscape it and secure it properly. And make it not only secure, but most importantly, aesthetically pleasing.
Okay,
What size of a shed?
Maybe 12 by 16.
How close is it to the water system,
Pump house?
the pump house?
We can adjust it anywhere. The pad right now is 20 by 25, so we can kind of put it anywhere in that footprint.
The pads already, you have a pad
The
there.
pad,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
pad's there, but how
Yeah.
far away are you planning on putting it from that pump house?
Really, we'd like to put it right in the middle so that we can landscape around it and do, but if you guys tell us that we can't and there's spatial issues and there's something with how far you guys need and whatnot, then we'll put it as, you know, then we'll put it as far to one side as we have to.
so on this survey, you showed me that it's gonna be 6 feet off the property line, is that?
Yeah, just about, because if we kept it in the middle, because we have our lawn trap on one side, so we were trying to keep it in the middle, so this way. We had a little bit of clearance for boats and working room and whatnot on each side. But like I said, we're willing to take what we can get, and if you guys need the room on that side, if the water department needs.
No, that's what we're gonna talk about right now. Can we get him sworn in? He's from
are
the
you done with
water.
your presentation?
He-
I was gonna say.
You wanna let them finish their stuff,
As far
Phil,
as
then
the
we'll-
shed goes, yeah, unless you guys have any,
Okay, the shed would be strictly for storage and connect for the business.
yes, yep.
I mean, as far as the jet skis, ports go, they're not even on your proposed, on your property, you know what I'm saying? They're outside of the bounds of your property. Why can't you move them to the inside somewhere?
Right now we have boats that we keep, right now there's boats on that side. So our mentality, our ideology was that if they don't stick out any further than the boats do, then what would the problem be?
We can't permit that, Bill, can we, to be, it's outside of the,
Property line.
it's outside of the property, the actual wood dock is partially outside, it's in the lake, you know? I mean, I don't, you know, if you're dead set on jet ski ports, my opinion is they have to go on the inside, they can't be on that side of the.
That's fine.
And the reason for that is obviously you're taking your neighbor's lakefront and access to your neighbor's lakefront, so. If we allowed that, you could allow you to put a T-shaped dock there and block your neighbor, so the jet ski area should come into within the property.
Our neighbor, I guess, would be you guys in that case,
Oh,
right?
we go through this,
Right.
we go through this every meeting, we have one of these where,
Right.
you know, we
No,
just don't.
I totally understand.
We just don't allow it, you know, I mean,
Okay.
that's all.
Right.
Take a couple boat slips, take a boat
Right,
slip.
no, that's fine, like I said, we figured they didn't stick out any further than a boat did, so what was the?
But do the boats permanently moor on that side of the dock
When you say permanently,
overnight?
Yeah, I mean, they
For
do.
the season,
I
they're
mean,
rentable
they should-
spaces?
yes,
You know,
Yeah,
on the
they have
outside of
been-
the.
they have been for the life of the business.
On that side.
Yeah,
So I guess going back to the permanent structure, whatever boats are on the left side could be moved to the right. and then this could be moved
No,
to the
they-
left
they use
inside the
that.
property.
What they're saying is they use this as well. They use this
Right.
No, as well as.
But there would be a boat there, wouldn't there, that's currently being used?
Yes, there'll be a boat there.
So
he'd
what
have
I'm
to
saying
take-
is, if this is there, the boat is not there, so take the boat that's here, move it there, and then move this.
Well,
The boats don't go that far in.
Right.
So it's not that far out.
Okay.
They're talking about, they're talking about,
We would just have to relocate the jet ski dock.
yeah, you have to relocate it
Yeah.
inside the
Inside.
property line.
We'll relocate to the other side. That we can do.
That's what you're doing.
Okay, I mean, as far as the sign, I don't have a problem with sign. The shed, if you're gonna move, get rid of that trailer and put a shed there. I'd like you to keep, I mean, obviously, we'd like 10 feet
Okay,
from the line.
I think the maintenance, if there's an emergency maintenance where larger
Well,
trucks need to go in, that would be the.
Well, that's what we.
That's why we said, and then right now, he proposed a 6, we wanna get a 10, so that gives them an extra 4 feet to access
Yeah.
the borough property.
Well, I'll
Yeah,
swear
he can
in,
put-
right?
yeah. So, all right,
we can do that.
You want
Oh,
the shed setback, how many feet?
10 from the
10.
property?
Okay.
Is that big enough for storage, 12 by
So we
16?
do that with the ramp?
Yeah, because we have,
If that was drawn to scale and that, that's
It's a
61 feet, is, you know.
There's a poundage.
When I
Right,
drove in there,
well,
I
we
drove
need
right
to know
into
how much
that.
room he needs to get into the
He's
place.
Yeah, we should wait for him to fill.
Right.
yes, we're on the water, yeah.
So when you slide for over there, I kind of feel you're gonna be. So it's
Yeah,
10 feet
yeah, that's
from
what-
the property line or from this, the
I
unit.
think
I think what they're talking about the property
From
line.
your fence, right? From where assuming that somewhere around where without looking at a shape of the property.
This
Yeah.
heavy line is. up, so I think it's good.
Well, Bill, put the shed would fill this, make it the long way from the lake towards the street, just turn the shed so it's.
Okay.
Yeah, that we could.
What's,
I can see. We may.
Cause you said that's 25 feet, that pad?
It's 25 feet long. With your permission. Can we alter then at that point, can we alter the dimensions of the shed to make it square? Cause we did the 12 by 16. And the 16 would have been long and then the 12 would have been, if you're asking for 10 feet off the property line. We can't spin it around because then we don't have enough width, but if we did like a 12, 14 by 14, then we may be able to.
Yeah, but I don't know
You may
if that's
have
gonna
to-
help you. I mean, you gotta make the shed maybe a little narrower from the property line
That's
to the boat ramp.
That's what we're saying, if we,
So if you put the narrow end that way and make it long ways going out towards the street.
we'd have to measure and see if we have 14 off the top of my head. I don't know what I have from the parking lot to the retaining wall there. I know I have 20 something feet, 25 feet going from the retaining wall, the launch ramp to your property line.
Yeah, but I would just like to see 10 feet off the property line, so however you can get that to work for you.
That'd be 10 feet.
All right.
15 feet.
How tall is the shed structure gonna be?
I think we said.
10 feet, 10 inches.
We did 10.
To the peak.
Yeah.
I mean, it's set down, so yeah, it's not gonna be, you're not really even gonna see it.
The prefab.
Yeah,
Back wall.
we picked up from Amish Mike, yeah, the barn door style.
Something.
The roof matches, the color matches the building.
All right, did we have somebody here?
Any other questions? Yes, sir. Come up, please. You're gonna provide testimony, please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes,
And name, please.
Thomas Hayes,
Thomas Hayes,
yes,
Hayes.
yes.
Okay. What is your position, Mr. Hayes?
I actually work for the town, I work for the water department, water sewer department.
Okay.
All right, what do you got?
I just came to the meeting to watch, but now that you brought something up, when I built the little shed, the air compressor shed next to the well house.
Yeah.
You needed to put footings in there, and it was a tough time to do it for the town.
Yeah.
So as long as they do all the building codes, I'm not, and like you, I agree with, it's gotta be at least 10 foot wide. And it's gotta be the size of a tandem or the the jetback truck is the size of a.
You gotta be able to access
Pull
that.
in there, yeah.
Yeah.
And reach into the.
How
tank
much,
system.
how much room do you guys need to get in to you, where you need to be?
I would say it's gonna be at least 10 foot wide for the truck, unless you're a real good driver. And then I think it's at least 40 feet long.
Okay, so you gotta stay at least 10 feet away from, 10 feet away from the,
Well, they would know where the trailer is now.
Yeah.
Know where the trailer is now.
I don't recall the trailer right now
All
off
right.
the top of my head.
All right.
It's tucked back into,
Yeah.
it looks like parking spaces
All right.
there, so you can't even tell it's there, it's actually. Because it's the width.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, but I took a look at it. I mean, you can make it work. Everybody can,
All right.
okay,
right?
thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, any questions, of the applicant? No? All right, at this time, I'll open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? Okay, seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board. Wait for motion.
Can I make a motion to carve out the jet ski?
Yeah, that's
and
out.
What we've discussed today.
Move the jet ski area into the
Put it
property.
inside of the,
Yeah. I'll
Other
make
side of the
the
drive. We're
all
gonna
right, and the
10 foot
shed's gonna be
setback.
10 feet off the property line. The sign is okay. Oh,
Yeah,
that what you want?
and just the jet ski will
I'll second.
carve out.
take that.
Also,
All right,
There we go.
Any size,
also 10 feet off the,
it could be even a
well,
little
he, you
bigger.
know, what,
than-
if he goes a little further, he's gonna, you know, he only has so much room. He
No,
can-
no,
You know what I'm saying?
perfect.
Work with the.
Thank you.
best they can.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You good?
Okay, we have a motion in a second?
Yes, Mr. Sherrill,
Yes.
Mr. Kevin,
Yes.
Ms. Crockett,
Yes.
Councilman Kuzinich. He's not here, sorry. Mr. Mizzalewski.
Yes.
Chairman Ray.
Yep.
Ms. Snow. Yes. Mr. Taylor.
yes,
Okay, very good. Very good, thank you. Okay, next application is Stacy West, 303 Sharp Ave, block 30323, lot 3.
Thank you, Chairman, Bern Heffley on behalf of the applicant. So, this is a piece of property at 303 Sharp Avenue, and, the application surrounds a driveway that was installed. And the driveway exists today. And, so the driveway was installed with permits that were obtained from the municipality. And, at the end of the day, when the driveway was finished, the ordinance in town calls for the driveway to be no more than 50% slope, anywhere along its length. It's about 100-foot long driveway, and there's probably about a 10-foot section that slightly exceeds the 15% allowable under the ordinance. And so the issue is, the ordinance is, I presented an application overview. It's in there. The ordinance is 242-23. And so that's the ordinance that sets forth the 15% driveway grade requirement. So when the driveway was said and done, Mr. Donegan asked us to come in here for a variance because the driveway slope did exceed 15% over some small portions of it. However, the ordinance provides for an exemption for homes that were built before 1975. And I guess to Mr. Donegan's credit, I mean, he doesn't know when the house was actually built. So whether the house is exempt from that 15-foot requirement or not, he wouldn't know. So I think he rightfully sent this back to the board. I'm gonna submit to the board attorney here exhibit A1, which on page 3 here evidences that the house was actually built in 1930. So well before 1975. So I think that it's clear that the exemption for homes built before 1975 to the 15% grade applies to this piece of property. So I think they're exempt.
There's no driveway there currently?
There was no driveway there before, but there is a driveway there now that was installed. So if you take a look at page 3 of that, you'll see. So I think properly this exemption for homes built before 1975 applies to this property. So the driveway is in. It's about 100, like I said, about 100-foot driveway. Most of the driveway, 90% of it complies with the 15% grade. They ran into some rock outcrops and they had a couple of sections where they have a slightly larger grade. But again, I think House was built before 1975. The evidence is here. The exemption applies. So I don't think we need a variance. However, if the board believes we need a variance, I have Ms. West here to testify on the hardship variance. And we can do that also. So whatever the board plans.
Bill, how much did it exceed the 15%?
Truthfully, I'm not an engineer, I was kind of doing, height of eye and then I asked them if they could just have an engineer indicate that it met the 15% grade and of course they weren't able to do that. So I don't know. So I don't think we've got any documentation as to the.
Well, yeah, you do, actually. So submitted with the application was the topography map.
The survey?
Yep, you got it. So where it exceeds it is right at the beginning, obviously, where the topography is.
Down at the street level?
Yeah, about 15 feet up, actually. The street level complies. You have to be down at the street level, you have to be at 8%. So that complies, and they ran into some rock outcrop right in there. But again, I don't even think it went over 16%. So, I mean, it's a very de minimis situation here, and there was no driveway there, so obviously, the benefit of having a driveway to this house is substantial. And that little bit of additional slope really makes no difference. But I really think, even though I think the hardship variance would be valid, I really don't think it's required. I think the ordinance is clear.
Well, prior to this, there was no off-street parking.
No,
I mean, now you got off-street parking. I mean, if it's a little over 15, maybe 60%, I'm not gonna, I'm not really gonna.
yeah, no, I think it makes all the sense. I mean, it's good that we have this driveway in town, for sure.
Yeah, I
So
mean, now you
it's-
can get 10 cars in there where before you couldn't get any.
Couldn't get any. And there's no detriment, obviously, to the neighbors or to anybody or to the zone plan as far as I can see, especially since you have that exemption in the ordinance for these older homes.
I visited the site actually. I think the same rock for the driveway may also be embedded in part of the house, it seems. This seems like an entire rock vein, so I really didn't know. It's like an S shape is the way they got around the problem, making it S versus straight down. Have they used this in the winter time yet? Just from a livability standpoint, it's
Yes.
not a safety issue for sliding.
It's been there a couple of years
Yep,
like
it
that,
has.
and then,
Yeah,
so.
Yep,
so I didn't see how they could have done it any other way.
yep. I mean, this property is a typical
Built on a rock.
rocky Pacon site, so
Yes.
there's no other way to put it.
Yeah.
But they did a good job of getting this thing in there, so anyway,
Yeah.
that's what we have.
The benefits are pretty clear, for on-site parking and access to the home, so that's self-evident. The exemption may apply, as Mr. Heffley indicated, the exemption is single-family residences in existence for which building permits were issued prior to June 30th, 1975 are exempt from these slope requirements, so the language certainly is there, and he did provide a public record report from the tax
page
records that indicates, on page 3 of this, that says the home at 303 Sharp Avenue, Pacon was built in 1930, so he's provided that evidence, you do have issues, with disturbance of steep and critical slopes, but this may be under that threshold, so I thought maybe would have triggered into that ordinance, but I think the amount of disturbance would be less than our threshold there.
I mean, like I said, if it exceeds 15%, it's, let's say if it was 25%, I'd say we got a problem. But this barely, depends how you put the level on the,
There's no corresponding out, there's no functional issues with it.
No.
I can see there's any.
All right, any other questions, this applicant?
I like it.
No. Seeing none, I'll open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application? Seeing none, I'll close it to public and bring it back to the, wait for a motion.
Okay, yeah, we could have a motion that says the exemption applies and therefore doesn't need variance relief. We hope we did put that approval.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Sherrill,
Yes.
Mr. Cattrick,
Yes.
Ms. Croft,
Yes.
Mr. Metzger,
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yes.
Ms. Now.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Okay, you don't need a waiver, right, Fern, because it's
No.
already done?
No, sorry, no.
Okay.
And Amy, I'm thinking.
Exhibit A1.
Okay, next application is Michael and Larissa Gruber, 15 Oakdale Ave, block 50509, lot 7. The applicant is requesting to replace a dock since it has fallen apart.
My last one, I promise. Okay. Vern Hepley again on behalf of the applicant. And so this application is for a dock replacement. And I think the best way for me we have the 16 Oakdale Avenue, block 50509, lot 7. With me here is Michael Gruber, the owner of the property tonight. And I think, like I said, the best way for me to sort of explain this application is to I want to hand out some exhibits to the board. A1 is a blown up colorized version of the plan that was submitted with the application. Hand those out. And then A2 is a picture of the waterfront, which I'm going to use to explain what we're doing.
And when was that photograph taken, do you know?
That was taken yesterday. Yeah, so let me give those. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Okay. Okay, so the application is for the replacement of a dock. So if we take a look at A1, like I said, this is a blown up version of the plan that was submitted. And what's outlined in blue is the waterfront. This lot is located sort of the end of the lake here. It's a small little cove that goes in there. This is a very small little piece of water, actually, if you will. But the blue outlines where the lake ends. The red marking is the previous dock that was there that is no longer there because it's fallen into the lake and it's gone. That's where that dock existed. And this application is to locate a new dock, which is outlined in brown. And so this dock and the replacement of the dock would obviously be permitted. And but what we have proposed here is this deck area along the waterfront rather than a dock going into the lake. It's more so a sort of a deck with the dock, if you will, along the shoreline. And so that prompted Mr. Donegan to request that we come to the board for a variance because we're building a structure within 50 feet of the lake. So if I called the brown area a dock, I probably wouldn't be here. But since it's a deck, if you will, along the waterfront, it's a structure within 50 feet of the lake, perhaps. But that's why we're here. So, and I think that if you take a look at the next exhibit that I handed out, which is the picture, A2, that shows that actual waterfront there and shows this section of the lake, if you will. And you can see it's very small. The opposite shore is right up in the right-hand corner. And the reason we're proposing to put this deck and dock along the waterfront here is because we think it makes more sense for usability, and it also makes more sense not to stick the dock out into this very small section of the lake. So, so the proposed deck and waterfront dock is the required distance off the sideline. It's a 20 by 20, and the only variance is, again, like I said, a structure being within 20 feet of the lake. We're utilizing the deck as a dock, if you will, and as a deck.
So looking at this, picture. Yep. The dock is gonna be on this, the deck is on this side of that big tree, or where's?
Yeah. So you see you see the bench there on the left side.
Okay,
Okay, so it's right in front of that bench.
okay.
Yeah, so where all the leaves are.
I mean, that's kind of dead. I mean, that's the very inside of that little cove there. There's no.
There's no boat traffic.
access in
Yeah,
there.
so the thing with this lot is Mr. Gruber owns this lot and the lot is not buildable anyway. It has a garage on it. It's not buildable for a home. this is sort of the bitter end of the lake here. And there's no lake, there's no boat traffic in here because it's the very end of the lake. Nobody comes in there. And we're not docking any boats there either, but it's not usable for anything right now. So you can't even sit there, you can't do anything. So this is not going to actually, we don't even intend to have any boats on it. But it's a structure where you could go there, you could sit there, you could fish off the thing, and it just makes sense to have that rather than an entire dock sticking out. So the variance would be for a structure within 50 feet of the lake because of the configuration of it.
So you're saying that the red, this was an existing
That's
dock?
what was there.
Okay.
So if I replace that, then I wouldn't be here. I would just replace that, and that would be sticking out into the lake. I really think this is a better solution for this small area of the lake here to have this deck area and not stick that dock out into the water. So I think it actually makes more sense. So,
Yeah, I don't imagine that cove was much more than 2 or 3 feet deep anyways, right? I mean,
That's 3 to 4 feet.
Yeah.
We got DEP approval
so
that.
maybe let's, we got Mike.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony about to give will be truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Obviously, you were present during Mr. Heffley's explanation of the application. Do you agree with everything that he?
Yes,
presented?
and the original dock was there from the fifties and it came out probably about 20 feet off. And we used from people from Henderson Cove to dock their boats there and use the well pump that was on the property. The well pump was decommissioned when I acquired the property in 2011. And the dock probably was destroyed in the 70s or sometime. So I have no knowledge of the dock except the cribbing that's still there of the existing dock. We got DEP approval about 6 months ago. We actually got DEP approval back in 2012 for it. But we didn't do anything about it. And then we got another DEP approval about
For the 20 by 20 deck area. And the cribbing that's in the lake corresponds to this red area that I outlined. Okay, but that's, the rest of that cribbing is gonna be removed and cleaned up, and then this would be the new area. Okay.
Okay. Any questions of the applicant? No? Seeing none, I'll open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application?
Yes, I will.
Step right up.
You raise your right hand, please. Do you swear the testimony about to give the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
And your name, please?
Constance. Newly, KNEULA hyphen Madden, MADDEN. My hearing is bad, so I'm just letting everybody know because I a lot of times have to ask somebody to say something in the second time, and I don't want people to think I'm being obstinate or something like that. It's just that I don't hear well.
Were you able to hear the presentation?
I'm sorry.
Were you able to hear the presentation that they made?
A little bit, that's why I kind of like looked really carefully. And that's why I scooted up here so I can look at people speaking and it helps a little bit. I have a package that I'm gonna be referring to. So if, I can give everybody one of these, that would be great.
Have you seen what they've submitted?
No, I haven't.
Well, let's do that because this may alleviate some of your concerns, but what they're proposing is a on-shore deck dock. So the bulk of the structure would be on the shore, a little bit of a projection into the lake. And they've eliminated the dock that was there. There's still some cribbing that they would remove the cribbing. So this is the structure that they proposed, which would give a little bit of recreation area. So it would be 20 feet long, but most of that 20 feet would be within the shore. Did you understand that that's what they're proposing?
I understand that, yes.
Do you have any particular concern about what they're proposing?
Yes,
And why would you have a concern about it?
well, I can go over my questions that I have and maybe that would help.
Mhm.
So the survey with the deed from 2011 doesn't show a dock, which he has now talks about the fact that it's uncertain. The applicant, application is for the installation of a replacement dock for a dock that has fallen apart. What dock fell apart is one of my questions, but I'm hearing him saying that he believes that there was a dock there back in the 70s or in the 50s. Something, that's happening back then. But there hasn't been a dock there since he purchased the property in 2011. I've lived across the street since 1981. I've lived right across the street from where the lake is there, where that opening is. So I see that area right there. And the 2011 deed includes restrictions as to the use of lot 7, which is the lot that we're talking about. There's deed restrictions on it. We had been here years ago about the deed restrictions and had an agreement that we came to, conclusions on, but it included deed restrictions. And section A of the deed restriction indicates lot shall be used only as an accessory garage for 16 Oakdale Avenue. How is adding a deck or replacing a non-existing dock not a violation of the deed restriction? The limited use of the lot
Do you have a
to
copy
the
of,
accessory
you have a copy of
garage.
the deed with you?
I'm sorry.
Do you have a copy of the deed with you?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I have that for everybody. Should I give that to you?
Sure. Or not?
And a question, how long have you been living across the street, just so I know?
I've lived there since 1981.
And there was no dock in 1981?
Correct.
Okay.
Do you want to remember now? I'll have it. Should I give them to them? You have to. Oh, you want to- But I didn't know you wanted to.
We'll mark the packet as M1 or not. Okay.
Yes.
Do you guys want to share?
Nice to see you.
I know.
You purchased from John and Diane Lowe?
Yes, that's the lots that are
Okay.
next to lot 7.
Okay.
They have several bigger lots there because the property was over 2 acres. I think. Yep. I'm trying to.
We have to read it.
Other than the owner of the property.
What I had, the first thing that I had mentioned was section A of the deed restriction. And that indicates that the lot shall be used only as an accessory garage for 16 Oakdale Avenue. And my question was, how is adding a deck or replacing a non-existing deck not a violation of the deed restriction, which says that it's limited use of the lot to the accessory garage. So he's really not supposed to be doing anything from what my deed restriction reads, is what I'm getting at. I'm not 100% sure I'm asking questions, The survey included with the deed dated January 22nd, 2011, which is on the deed that you have that I gave you. It doesn't show a dock or a deck. So when he purchased the property, there wasn't one there.
Is there cribbing? Is there cribbing in the water now?
I'm sorry.
There is cribbing, there's cribbing, in other words, indicating a
See any
dock.
cribbing there? All it is the regular rock that's all around. I have a picture on the back of that too. It's the last thing on the packet. I don't know if there's cribbing there. I have no idea.
So, and maybe this is a question for the council. If a structure existed before and it's now gone away for some reason, rot, weather, do the rights to have that structure still exist after that?
I can talk to that.
So I'd rather, could I hear?
I think that, yeah, I'm looking at the exhibits, the deed from 2011. And the survey from 2011, the survey in 2011. Does not show a dock. It would be expected to show a dock if a dock was there. Does not. So when this deed was drafted. 2011, the surveys, January 24th, 2011, revised March 24th, 2011, both before the date of the deed, May 11th. So at that time, it was certainly, there was no indication of a dock having been there, so.
But even if it was, and it goes away, like when houses have fire, they have to have two walls up standing in order to carry forward any kind of rebuild.
Well, I think if you reface a dock, if there's cribbing, generally, you're not gonna come back to this board to do that, because the boards are all rotted out. You're going to be able to do it. My concern is the restrictive language about the only thing this can be used for is a garage. Obviously, that was very important at the time. No one perhaps at the time thought about a dock, but we can't roll back the clock and figure out what their thoughts were, except to acknowledge that the survey doesn't show a dock. It doesn't. So it's a problem.
Is there any way, Mr. Heffley, that you can access an old survey possibly that
Yeah,
shows this?
so I think that, not only that, but I can probably, we'll see about this, get some testimony, but I've actually been to this site. I've seen the cribbing myself, so we'll have to provide some additional evidence with regard to it. I know it's there, I've seen, so, but I can't testify, so that's not gonna help us here tonight. So we can get some clearer pictures of the ribbing and of the cribbing, I'm sorry, and perhaps some additional testimony also. We're obviously aware of this deed, and we don't believe that, replacing that dock, the cribbing or putting that dock in is a violation of it. This was intended so that no other structures were built on this property, not a house, no sheds, no additional structures on the property itself. But there's nothing in this deed restriction here that says that you can't, put the dock back that existed there. So, the proofs with regard to the existence of it, we can bring those, and I'm happy to. So maybe we'll do that on another night, but, the applicant has also testified to the fact that the cribbing is there. We just have to bring proofs. So we will bring some better proofs with regard to that.
Let's see if you can find an old survey or something that shows it.
Could I ask the neighbor? I mean, it seems to be an issue that he wants to beautify the shoreline and make it a nice area where the deed allows a garage. If you were given a choice between having your view fronted by a garage or a patio area, can there be some middle ground where the deed says, okay, no more garage, but you could use it as a patio area? Would that be better? If everybody left today and said, I think I'll build a garage for the deed, would that make you happier or sadder?
The garage is there.
Yeah, the garage ain't going nowhere.
Oh,
The garage,
okay.
It exists. It's sitting there.
Oh, okay.
That's the only structure on it. And the purpose of the deed and the deed restrictions were to limit any additional structures on the property, clearly. Because there were not supposed to be any more sheds on the property, there's not supposed to be a residential house on the property. It was supposed to be used for this garage, right? And at the time, so this cribbing that existed in the lake, the replacement of it, I mean, there's nothing in here that says you can't have a dock. That's not in here either. There's no restriction with regard to the docks. There was a dock there clearly, and we'll present the proofs to that. We can do that.
Is it worthwhile to spend, what are is it your concern that your view will be hampered or?
No, I'm more concerned about the fact that I went through a lot to have the property restricted. We went through several meetings. We came to an agreement, the three parties. And the agreement was that he would only be able to store boats and things like that within 10 feet of that garage, not over in the area where he's talking about putting a dock with a boat, with being able to put boats at it and everything. So there's
But it-
quite a few things in my list here, and I'm happy to go through them, but if you wanna wait until a different night, because they.
Is it worthwhile for you to spend a few minutes to talk and see if there's some solution that might be acceptable to you to allow him to put a deck and a dock there and with some conditions or some consideration of your concerns? Would that be worthwhile if you spend that time?
Or are you just a hard no? I mean.
No, it's not so much that, there's been a lot of. Construction on that property that has happened over the last 10 years or 11, 12 years, 15 years since he bought it. And at this point, I just feel like it's never ending. And he's done so many things that really were discussed and were not supposed to be done. So I just don't know how else I can deal with it other than to come and state my case and see what the right thing is.
Your case essentially is the deed language is the deed language and the restriction is
Well, it's more than
a
that.
garage and that's the only.
Yeah, there's more things, in there because of the fact that of the way all of the restrictions read on the deed.
Mhm.
So he's not supposed to be putting, according to the deed, it says that the lot shall be used only as an accessory garage. So that's not with a deck, that's not with a boat, a dock or anything else like that. So those are the kinds of things that we had discussed back when the purchase was happening. And we came to the town for the meetings because this lot was substandard. I believe Mr. Haggerty, I think you were there for that night.
I was there.
Um,
Mhm.
and, yeah, and I'm sure Bill was there too. Yeah.
Three of us.
The two Bills, yeah.
So it sounds like your concern is over an extended period of time, there's scope creep.
Yeah.
You know, you take a little and then a little and then a little, but over a long period of time, it adds up beyond
What
what
is
the
I
deed
don't
allows.
understand the scope creep. I'd like to understand it. So, I mean, he hasn't constructed anything on this piece of property other than landscaping. What is it? What do you claim that he has constructed that has gone outside of the parameters of any of these restrictions? What has he done?
Well, if you look at the property, he's now, just yesterday, he put in a bunch of steps on a steep slope. I think I called Bill about that.
We must know if you called Bill.
You did.
I don't know what the outcome was of that.
I went over and I asked them to do, we needed to do a zoning permit for them.
Do what?
A zoning permit, because there's stairs and there's gonna be a couple of short walls, not retaining walls. It didn't trigger a steep slope scenario with the size of the.
It's pretty steep, but I don't know what
Yeah, but-
the lot is small, so I don't know how that works.
But
Yeah, with the.
Steep slope, it's under, if it's under 10% of the lot size, it's not an issue, and if it's only a variance, I think it's to be over 2,500 square feet. So this is not anything close to that. So as a matter of fact, the contractor was in this morning to submit the zoning permit. So
Yes, and
it's
that's
been
pretty up the wall
submitted.
now too, I believe. I see that.
Oh, a
going up.
couple short walls still. I haven't had a chance to review it yet, but they did, I mean, the zoning permit.
Right.
Bill, did you have the deed?
No, I didn't.
Okay, you should have a copy of that.
Well, I have it now, but
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
and look, there is
Yeah.
deed copies in the file, I'm sure,
Okay.
but no, I did not.
So I have just a couple of questions while you're here. So is it fair to say that only improvements that have been done on this piece of property since he purchased it and since this deed restriction was put in place are landscaping improvements?
I don't know, there's walls that were put up, yeah, I'm not
Landscaping.
sure that what was done in other areas, because I can't
Has-
see the very back of the property, so I can't answer.
What condition was it in when he bought it and what condition from a landscaping point of view is it in today?
Well, I thought it was very nice when he bought it,
Is
and
it better or worse today?
that's a personal thing, I think, for anybody,
Can you
for
see
me,
this
I
dock that
love
we're
the
proposing?
nature, so I definitely like the
I
nature of
understand,
it.
I understand, but I just
Um,
want to get a couple things out there. this, what we're proposing, I've been to the site, so I know where your house is. Can you see this dock that we're proposing from your house? This deck?
Yes,
You can see this deck from your house?
yes, because you can see right through the trees.
Oh,
You used to have, the trees used to be much more dense, but he's changed a lot and, you know, and done a lot of different things with the vegetation there, so.
and the
it's
previous
part of
dock
the
that was
shape.
there, you could see that too then if it were still there.
Right, and it wasn't there.
Well, no, I understand, but if that was reinstalled, you would see that also.
I would be able to see it, yeah. There's another dock right across from where he has his property, and there's also
So you would.
docks next to his property on the property that's next to him.
Okay.
So there is.
Would
docks
you
there.
rather have them replace the dock in kind that was there on the cribs?
I don't know. I would have to, you know, that's something like I can't make that up in my head yet because I haven't seen anything, so I don't know how to answer that.
Okay. I understand. So I'd like to come back to the board with our proofs on the cribs that were there.
Yeah, with the cribs, if they're gone, you know, and you're walking
They're-
along the
they're
lake,
there.
if you can't see them along the lake, they're gone. So, you know,
They're there, they're existing, I just
I mean,
have to,
if the lake goes down a little bit more, are they visible?
I
Like,
see them right now, you
Okay,
can see
they're out of the water.
cribbing go out, you can go to cribbing to the side. I disagree with Mrs. Madden as far as seeing that area from her dock, from her house. You cannot see it because it goes around a curve and goes inside. So you'll never be able to see that from her driveway. Maybe if she goes on the third floor or the fourth floor of her house and looking down, she could see it through the trees that have no leaves right now. But you cannot see it from her dock driveway.
I mean, it sounds like she was involved or someone was involved in the preparation of this deed. I mean, I don't know all this
Well,
stuff that was put in this deed. I mean,
There
this
was,
the deed
Mr.
restriction.
Donegan and Mr. Haggerty can tell you, okay, and I don't want to go through the specifics. But basically, the reason with deeds is we basically had to merge lot 15 and lot 16. And there's no accessory structures that can be built. And we cannot do anything 10 feet from her driveway and from that area. Doesn't say anything about any other portion of the lot. And there was an existing dock there. I have testimony. I can bring Jan Ordway, which is our neighbor, who told me about how people in Henderson Cove brought it. Warren Harrison was my landscaper. He told me about in the 50s, he used to go there in the dock. Unfortunately, he passed away. But we can bring testimony from people if you really want to know if there's existing dock.
well,
But all you have to do is go over there and see the existing.
But
cribbing.
again,
I'm
I get,
concerned with what was there in 2011 when the deed was
The
prepared.
cribbing was there in 2011.
It's still there now.
It's still there now.
In 2011.
They're in 1950.
Well, I would say get together as much as you can
Mhm.
and come back and
Mhm.
present it, you
Mhm.
know.
I think this was, you know, at the time, I didn't represent, the applicant on that, in fact, when these lots were merged. But I did take a look at the resolutions and stuff and they were merged so that from a planning point of view, from a land use board point of view, these properties they would be merged and they would be looked at as one lot. With restrictions on this lot, which was merged in with the rest of it. And those restrictions in that merger were such so that there wouldn't be any additional structures or homes or any of the like built on that piece of property. That's what this was about. And I think it was hotly contested by Mrs. Madden at the time. I don't know why I wasn't part of it, but obviously this is a very long deed and the deed restrictions in there, I don't think there is anything specific about the dock whatsoever. But obviously, you know, the two neighbors spent a lot of time going at it back in 2012. Maybe Mr. Haggerty knows more about it than I do.
Way before that.
I guess the underlying question, though, I would still have that. If something goes away,
Mhm.
does the grandfathering allow you to bring it back if it goes away versus in disrepair?
Well, under the land use law, if you have something and it all of a sudden, let's just say go away, but you don't do anything else with it, you don't make a different utilization of it, then you still get to use that. So for instance, if there was a structure and let me take an extreme example. So there's a building and there's a go-go bar in it. And the go-go bar closes down and the building is still sitting there for 5-8 years. Nothing else is done with the building. It's just sitting there vacant. The go-go bar gets to go back in because you didn't make any other utilization of it. Had now, in the meantime, I put a carpet store in there or something, you'd lose that non-conforming use. Right? So that's sort of how the law looks at this. So this dock that was there and the cribbing that was there was never any other dock put in. There was no other utilization. It was just, the use just stopped. But as long as you don't change the use and do something different, you get to continue that even if it's many, many, many years later.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
maybe
no,
we can
no,
get someone
my
to-
problem with the deed language is, you know, it's, and apparently the dock wasn't there when this was, or wasn't visible when this deed was drafted, but it says the property shall not be developed or used as a site of an independent principal use or principal structure, that's clear. Notwithstanding, the approvals granted for the property and the existing garage structure thereon shall be used only as an accessory garage. Okay. Garage shall be used only as an accessory garage.
That's how your client is using it,
So the
correct?
language was that
But
they didn't want anything built, that I couldn't build on that carriage house and put a bathroom in there and put a second story on there and put a housing unit on.
But you know, it doesn't really say. It's not, it doesn't really say you can't build something else on it because,
It has, there is other things if you like.
well, yeah, no, you know, it says principal structure and the dock is the principal structure. Talks about the garage,
And it talks about the 10 feet that,
Right.
no vehicles over in that area where
Right.
you're trying to put something, no boats.
But this dock is not in that area, and that area
I'm
is,
sorry, I couldn't hear you.
this dock is not in that area. That is the area that's immediately along the road by your house.
No, if you look at the, at the deed that I gave you,
Mhm.
you can see that, and it's written in the information that you have. in
Near a
front of
house
Mr. Hager.
along the.
yeah, no, I'm looking at all the restrictions.
That's an I.
I don't really see. Yeah, I said the restrictions described herein shall also prohibit disturbance of or alterations to the existing condition. Those portions of the property located within 10 feet from the southerly property line.
And then,
And that is the lot line abutting Oakdale Avenue,
right,
directly opposite the Madden's
yes,
lots.
and then there's,
Depicted as the non-disturbance area on the plan annexed here to exhibit.
right, but that's different than what I'm referring to. There's also in there, there's the information about, let me find it.
No, you know, it's always tough when we're given a document such as this at a public meeting, and we really don't have a chance to look at it
Right,
ahead of time. It really,
I
it doesn't
understand,
play well for the board or any of the people involved. So it's unfortunate that this kind of came out this late in the game, but what I'd recommend is that, the matter, there's also a settlement agreement I'd like to look at. If we carried, you allow this to be further reviewed, I'm looking for the particular exhibits that are referred to here, and I don't see them. I don't know whether the exhibits were not recorded with the deed or not,
yeah, they're on there, the exhibit. It's on that,
but it makes it,
yeah.
there's that exhibit,
If you
yeah.
look at what
Yeah.
they gave you has all this and other stuff here, but this is actually a 10-foot area. He's allowed to store things from there
Understood.
over that way,
Let me,
but not this way toward the lake where
okay, all right.
where they're looking to put the dock.
Let me do this. If this could be carried, I'm not gonna sit here and, you know,
I
just go to the
understand.
board and have them review this and do something off the cuff. I'd like to take it to the office, go through this, go see if I can find the old resolution. Or you can find the old resolution and send that to me. We'll see if we can match everything up. Hopefully it may give some opportunity to try to work things out if it can't. And, the restriction just says that the garage is an accessory structure and only a garage, and it doesn't really address anything else. I don't see the deed as prohibiting what you're doing, but I want to look at that and make sure I'm confident in that.
And we will get the additional evidence on the cribbing, and on top of that, I can still send you a letter on our position regarding why there are no restrictions in this deed that disallow the dock.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I wanted to look at it a little bit thoroughly.
All right, let's do that. Let's carry it and we'll take that approach.
How long do you need to,
Um,
I think next meetings, we have one more meeting this year,
December 16th.
and I think it's kind of
Yeah, I think we have a lot of things on the sixteenth.
Here we go.
So
You're in no hurry for
there's
it.
no rush for this, right, so.
So sometime in January.
Yes.
Always get a bigger bench.
Well, if the lake gets any lower, you'll get better shots of the footings.
Shallow there.
Okay, so anytime in January, and it's fine.
Okay, so,
On the record.
so we need a
Let's have a
motion to,
specific date, so we can carry it without further notice.
I don't have the, I think it's, I wanna say it's January 20th after the. Do you have the email? I can go run that. Let me go run that, hold on, just because I have the.
just in the meantime, you guys get as much information.
It looks
as you
like the
can.
20th.
Here, one, two.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back and say. We'll have a date, and then she'll come back with a date.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, she's probably gonna watch me.
Yeah, also, today's recording is on YouTube. And if you need to listen.
Yes.
Right, so look for it tomorrow on the CatCon.org.
Yeah.
There's an agenda, there's the meeting materials and there'll be a video.
Yeah.
Bobby may even pay him.
Bill, are you org meetings January 20th? Can we put it on the reorg meeting?
You can.
Okay, so
Yeah,
January
I would
20th.
load up a lot of things, January 20th. Okay.
Okay, so we need a motion to carry this to January 20th, Bill?
Yes,
Okay, do I have
without
a
further
motion?
notice.
So moved.
Without further notice.
Oh, second, thank you.
Mr. Sherla,
Yes.
Mr. Academy, Ms. Crock. Could I just ask one? Mr. Madzaluski,
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yes,
Ms. Snow.
Yes,
Mr. Taylor.
He'll be able to talk again, right?
absolutely.
Yes, you, anybody else?
Oh, and just one thing, Amy, if she needs to listen to the YouTube video, how many days before it gets posted? So she could review what was said today, maybe at a larger volume.
It normally goes up the next business day, if not. Give it 2 days.
Next week, did she say?
No,
Next
2
business
days.
day.
Next business day or the next day, normally 2 days, within 2 days.
Oh, 2 days. Oh,
Yeah.
that's quick. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sorry for the hearing. It's
No, it's okay.
So you can,
gotten a lot worse as I've gotten older.
Did fine.
I have tinnitus and the hearing loss, and when you're in rooms like this where there's a lot of people talking, very difficult.
sure.
Okay,
Thank you for
all right, thank you.
bearing with me on that. I appreciate it.
Okay, next application is Hamid Efrain, 357 Lakeside Boulevard.
You're speaking to the choir.
So, okay, let Bill swear you in.
Please raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Thank you. So, good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. So,
And your full name, I should have asked that, I'm sorry.
pardon me,
Your full name?
my full name is Hamid Irfanian, Hamid is my first name. My last name is Erfanian.
And you're the property owner.
I am, okay.
Okay.
So, my wife and I own property 357 Lakeside Boulevard, or as the members of the board, some of you may know, is the old Thompson residence. So we purchased this residence in 2019 off an auction. And there was a series of permits that were open on the property, and we have systematically closed and complied with all the permits and everything. We did not have a CO, certificate of occupancy, for the detached garage that's out there. One of the conditions was that we need to put down pervious pavement on the property, and we took care of it. So when I had Mr. O'Connor come out and do an inspection, turned out there's another restriction in the deed that requires the space to be, the detached garage to be unfinished. So the previous owner had finished the space above the garage. And it is in the
in a
Resolution.
resolution, thank you, in a resolution that was in 2007, August 11th of 2007 was approved. So there's a language in there that says no finished walls, no plumbing. I don't have any intentions of putting plumbing in there, but it is my understanding that there may be hidden plumbing out there. All we want to do is not tear down the wall, keep the area finished, and use it perhaps for a game room, for personal use office, and remove that language that says that we could have a game room and an office, or not have finished wall, and be able to have a game room and an office in there for personal use, and it shall never be used as a apartment or any other reason. It would be just for my personal use.
So no Airbnb, none of that, just strictly a finished room for your own personal. Now, you didn't finish the room, you bought the property that
I
way, it
did.
was already done?
I did. That's why I wasn't able to get the CO, because there was inspection done and the walls were finished. So to that end, I'm like, well, I didn't know this was, I didn't even know what meaning of that is. So then once it was explained to me, took us a while to get here, and here's where we're at.
So you're proposing just to use it as one big open space, no bathroom, no nothing?
So I submitted
Right here?
a drawing.
Okay.
As you can see, those walls are there.
Okay,
That bathroom is already sectioned off on the top right, I think as you're looking at,
This
on the
here.
bottom, yeah,
it's here.
on the bottom, yeah. That's already sectioned off. It's my understanding that there's hidden plumbing there. I can't see it right now, but I just don't want to have to come back again some other time if there's a plumbing discovered and get another approval. I want to get convenience bathroom, basically keep the finished walls and use it as a game room and perhaps an office for personal use.
So you would just have a toilet and a sink in there, no
That's it.
shower, nothing else?
No,
May I,
if there is plumbing, I don't have any intention of digging or anything else. It's my understanding that there's plumbing hidden in there.
I'm
I
sure it
haven't
is.
dug in there.
Well, I guess there were no building permits for the plumbing. I assume you have electricity here,
Yes,
so there was no permits pulled for the electricity either.
yes, there was, because the intention was for it to be a garage, detached garage
But on the second floor,
on the second floor.
Yeah, storage, it was gonna
Yeah.
be storage with some electric.
It was supposed to be a storage with.
so was that electrical approved?
Yes,
Oh, it wasn't.
He has all his approvals for everything that was
Except the
open.
water.
You've gotten everything squared away.
I have, well, with pervious, I mean, just try to get secure pervious pavement in this around here. It was a nightmare. I got it done. It complied to everything that needed to be done. I didn't even care, but now that there's finished walls there, we're like, well, why not use it? And hence, I don't want to tear down the finished wall. And then if you could get a use out of it, as it's outlined in there, it'd be brilliant.
Would you have any partitions in that space? You're gonna break it up into rooms?
There are partitions in there, Bill. I don't know if you looked at this.
Those
Yeah,
are,
I'm looking at, you're, okay. Yeah.
no, I'm sorry to reach your
No,
project.
you please do that.
Yeah.
I see the
Yeah.
partition.
These are our-
Office, okay,
all of those are-
that all exists.
Yep, that already exists. I'm not doing any construction whatsoever at all.
All right.
Can't stay there. So that's cool. So, any of the members of the board have any questions for this applicant? I understand you bought it as is. You don't know, you did nothing here since this was all done prior to you even buying the property.
Absolutely. And I have some pictures in there. That's what it is. I can't even use it because I don't have a CO,
But the garage.
but for the garage.
All right, any members have any questions of this applicant?
my other question is just, is there any idea of demand or capacity for sewer? If this bathroom was to be installed and exactly what that.
Well, that's all on public sewer over
Everything.
there, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, my concern is listed, it can only be strictly for your personal, whoever owns that home, the use of that garage would be strictly for your use, no rental, no apartment, no nothing, I mean,
I don't have an intention, and I'd be fully more than happy to put restrictions in the deed that would say that the property or the area shall not be used for business or
Apartment,
Airbnb or
nothing.
apartment. I have zero issues with that.
Yeah, if the board is inclined to, it really is to modify that condition of a prior approval. We'd have a deed restriction saying that, if bathroom, toilet, sink only, no shower, no kitchen, no separate habitation, use exclusively for the property owner or occupant if the whole property is rented out, or occupant, and that's it, so
Oh,
that's it.
yes,
You go down the hill.
yeah.
It's there. Across from the
Any
house.
other questions, in this application? No? Seeing none, I'll open this application to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to comment on this application?
Good evening. So my name is Richard Riker. I live one house down from, this man here.
Spell your last name, Mr. Reichert.
Excuse me,
Spell your last name.
REICHERT.
Okay. Do you swear the testimony you're about, please, do you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I'm very familiar with this piece of property because when the Thompson family bought the house, there was no garage there or anything there. They came in and it's actually a commercial garage. This garage is built, the man owned heavy machinery, bulldozers. You look at his garage, it's heavy I-beams. You could build 4 stories on top of his garage. It's not a block building. It's made out of solid concrete. The upstairs floor is solid concrete. I don't know what he did, but he got, okay. Number one, the property is only 100 foot wide, from what I understand, by maybe about 300 feet long. How it got approved to have a garage put there and a boathouse and all that got built there is beyond me. So he went in there, he filed for the garage, and the deal was the town, he came up with this pervious out, very good pervious from the mailboxes up to the main road and bring pervious all the way down in front of the house and then down the fire lane to the boathouse, pervious paving. So he was able to build more the garage, I guess. Well, somewhere along the line, it got turned around where help, and then I own Partners right away also. Five other people own this right away. So with all his building in his garage, it took him about 2 years to take the granite out of the hill. They chopped out of the hill so they could set the garage into the hill. So with the 2 years, the road got tore up there, everything got tore up. But the neighbors went along with it. We all got got letters in the mail. We went along with it because he's in the paving business. Besides, he was supposed to do the road coming in. Well, the road never got done. And it's falling apart now. And you can't even get 5, 6 people together to do something there. Then the other thing is, if there's a point, I have a major problem. I'm at the end house. I'm second to the end house on the other side. And all of a sudden, B&B came in there. There's another problem which we'll discuss some other time because. But if this garage has a bathroom in it, I've seen this happen already. Actually, Thompson, when he did that garage and put the apartment upstairs, he was talking about that he could stick his mother or some family member in there, and it's allowed to be able to be done. Now, I don't know if it is or it's not, but that's what he told me. Now, I'm worried about another B&B coming in there or an apartment in there. It's problems down here now with 6 people down there. We don't need another family down there. This man has improved his house. He's made it look really nice, really, since he's moved in. Mr. Alfani in there, but this is what I'm just bringing out to you.
Well, he said he's willing to put deed restrictions in his deed that say what the specific use of this garage is gonna be. It's for his own personal use, no Airbnb, no rentals, no nothing. He can, I mean, listen, who wants to go all the way up there, have to go back to the house? I don't have a problem with a toilet and a sink. That is it. No shower facility, no bathing facility. I mean, it's just a convenience
is it true though that he could put a family member in an apartment upstairs?
No, no, no,
family
no, no,
member?
no,
No kitchen.
no.
That would be in the
nothing.
deed where he can't do
That
that.
was also on the deed. There wasn't even be any heat. If you look in the minutes, there's not even supposed to be any heat in that garage.
Yeah.
No kitchen, no nothing. And I know what happened. All the plumbing is in for kitchen upstairs, plumbing upstairs, same thing in the plumbing. And there's also plumbing going all the way down to the boathouse to be hooked up.
Yeah.
It hasn't ever been hooked up, but it's there.
Wow.
I mean, he's willing to, listen, he bought this
He
headache,
puts that
you know what I'm saying?
restriction. I'm satisfied with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're good neighbors.
Yeah,
But I just don't want it to turn into something.
No.
like that.
Yeah,
I mean, he's gonna put it, it's gonna be deed restricted and it's gonna be, you know,
Absolutely. No.
you're
Living
gonna keep, you're gonna keep your eye on it.
yeah.
We'll know.
Yeah, no.
And like I said, we got, now the street is all left to us there. If it got done right, we wouldn't have this problem with the street. And there's a lot, a lot of things got changed over there.
I mean, for the area that I was responsible for, we put pervious pavement between myself and the neighbor's garage. Neighbor's house, everything, we've done it. I agree with Rich.
Yeah.
There is a section of the shared driveway which is tore up. Now, we gotta get together as neighborhood.
Yeah, you're all
and
gonna have to get together and figure something out, but yeah, I can feel for you, like, this was all supposed to be done, but this guy that started this project, he, yeah, he.
All the dry wells hooked up,
Pardon me?
since we don't have a pervious street, but the dry wells hooked up to the garage. And tanks in front of the house.
Yep.
That's all hooked up,
Yep,
no water runs on the street.
no.
'Cause
So
there's a-
we dug in front of the building, they put a tank in there and then they ran a pipe and put 2 dry wells inside behind the house. This was like
So
extended.
the leaders coming down from under the street.
Yep.
And they're hooked up to dry wells.
Yep.
Because there's a major water problem there.
Yeah.
But up above there is a major water problem, it comes across the street where the garage is falling down. And it comes down and we can't get in and out when it ices up.
Yeah, all that was done, inspected, approved. I've gone by the letter of the law.
He's done what he can do, you know what I'm saying?
No, it sounds good.
Okay, all right.
I'm very happy with that. Well, to put a deed restriction.
Yeah.
Thompson, he just did what he wanted to do.
We all remember that.
And we all know who approved all that, because. I don't want to get into that.
Okay.
The other thing is, I don't know if I could just bring this up, I tried to sit down with our mayor quite a few times, but I have a major problem with a B&B next to my house.
Yeah, this board can't,
This is a major
no,
problem,
this is a different
but
process. This-
I would like to sit down. I've sat 5 times, she didn't show up at the meeting. I gave her a brochure with all the deed restrictions. My wife spent 4 hours up there, up in Newton up there, getting all the deed restrictions and everything. And we gave it to her, and all of a sudden I got lost. I asked her where it is. She said she gave it to Bill Donegan. Bill Donegan said she gave it to him, back and forth. And I got a problem next door. And when I go to Bill, Bill says, well, that's the police department. And he's a little short of help that he can't check on if they're doing the right thing next door to me. So I have a major problem. And the sheriff department comes to my house.
I like to mention, this is not.
No, I
related to
don't.
my problem.
We know what's going on, I mean, but Rich.
We should,
We
I would like
can't,
to sit down with
Yeah.
you, somebody.
we should.
She will not show up.
Yeah.
5 times I've meeting
Yeah.
her, she won't show up.
Yeah.
And now my brochure is missing now.
Yeah.
And no one knows where it disappeared to.
yeah. So, yeah, that's,
I'm the one that got our deeds.
Okay.
for 30
I don't know where.
years.
No, this hasn't nothing to do with.
Yeah, I mean,
nothing to do with-
listen, I would love to be able to help you, Rich, but this is not our,
No.
Just give me,
Really?
where do I go for a meeting now?
I don't know, I mean, I don't know.
No, we gotta get this hearing done.
Yeah,
Okay, the deeds on that property say no, what was it? No.
All right, then we get that out. I just want to sit down with someone here.
yeah, well, he's
So
not
what
written
he's
it,
doing is absolutely the right thing.
yes,
And
yeah,
that would be the only one that so far says that.
yep.
Who do I sit down with?
I don't know, Bill, I mean, that's.
Bill, is it the police department?
No,
That's so-
there's 3 or 4 subjects going on here. Very basically, it's the governing body that would be making those laws and changing and tweaking the.
I think we need to
As a
come-
matter of fact, they may be considering it. But so we, the council, the governing body.
You know, Bob, what's going on? The sheriff's department comes to my house. Well, once every 2 weeks, because the mail in the mailbox for that B&B there is stuffed with mail. And it's stuffed with summons for a warrant for someone's arrest. that shows that they're in that B and B next door to me.
Yeah,
Now, when the sheriff's go and knock on the door, everybody runs and they're not allowed to go in the house.
yeah.
So they leave all the time and they ask me, if you see a certain guy, or let us know. So I don't even know what's living next door to me. I'm afraid to live next door to my own house.
I feel for you but really, Rich, there's nothing we can do. Like,
Yeah,
it's above us. you
They'll
know?
come to you eventually.
Yeah, yeah. So that's where you gotta go.
And it's a
The
private
governing
road.
body. Yep, so,
You know, it's just, we almost see that go down the other end. You know?
so,
I never end up there.
okay, Rich, you got anything else on him, or you good?
Ah, okay. Thank you.
Do you hear me?
What?
Tell them somebody-
Let's let him go.
Thank you.
All right, does anybody else from the public wish to comment on this application? No, seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board for a motion.
I'll make the motion.
What's the motion, Don?
Approve it.
With with a toilet and a sink,
Yep.
no kitchen, strictly for family, no Airbnb, and you're gonna deed restrict all of that.
Yep.
Yep.
You're good with all that?
Absolutely, yeah,
Okay.
I agree to comply to what you just said.
Perfect. All right, so we have a motion. Do we have a second?
We'll keep an eye on you.
No problem. Pick
Mr.
it up.
Turla,
Pick it up.
Mr. Kavik,
Yes.
Ms. Crock,
Yes.
Mr. Maslowski,
Yes.
Chairman Ray,
Yes.
Ms. Snow,
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right, you're
Thank
good
you
to
very
go.
much. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Have a
So I
good
guess
night.
Next steps are visiting with you.
I mean.
Okay, we're gonna.
Prepare the deed, prepare the deed.
Awesome, thank you so much. Have a good
All right, have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, next item on the agenda is a work session, Udo, 454 West River Six Road. There's someone here from that?
If this a work session, we don't swear in a witness. This is informal and just for discussion purposes. Thank you.
Is this,
It's
Getty?
about, it's, yeah, like, see, they sold it to the movie.
okay,
I'm the new owner.
all right.
I'm hoping that I can get what I can get. I will, not give you guys a hard time.
Spaghetti one, remember that thing?
We appreciate
that. With the free storage.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, these people purchased it. Okay, go ahead, let's.
Well, my name is Mike Liangino. I'm 54 West River Stick. I just bought the boathouse, 52 West River Stick. We're not looking what the other guy wanted.
Is it 54? Is it 52 or 54? I'm just curious.
So you own the house, the new house, and you're buying the boathouse?
I bought the boathouse.
Okay, so now we can put it all.
No, I'm not putting it all together, but I'm not putting
All right,
It's separate, so we're keeping it separate.
all right, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try it.
So I just want to have whatever it is, a one single family. I'm not looking to get what the other guy, I don't want to make a condo, 3, 4, 6 floors.
Yes,
It has a dock. I want what I had before 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. And I spoke to Bill and I said, Bill, I just want the height of the ceiling, a livable ceiling. And I have my architect here and he could explain to you.
No,
He has,
you gotta bring in an application. We can't do that. No.
You get, so what you're saying is, you're here to say, can I fix what's there? That's pretty much what you're saying? You don't wanna make
Exactly, but
it,
in
you're not
a
expanding it,
style.
you're not gonna expand it, nothing.
No, it's already whatever the zoning, whatever it has there, that's what we're looking for.
Okay, so I would say you're gonna have to fill out an application and give Bill some drawings, keep it, I mean, I'm sure you looked at the testimony from the last guy. Listen, what's there is there, and we can't stop you from fixing it. But we don't have to let you expand upon it. You know what I'm saying?
If you're going vertical, it requires a variance.
Yeah.
We determined that. So if you've got to come in with a variance application to show.
Where you wanted to put the deck on the roof?
Yes.
Yeah, to show what you're doing. So we can't hear it tonight. We can't really,
No.
You've got to bring an application in and present it that way.
Right.
We would not be able to give you approval tonight.
No, I
You
don't.
understand that, we hear that. I do have one question I would like,
Go ahead.
if you can answer it. The boathouse currently has a pitched roof.
Yeah.
What we want to do is get a better ceiling height inside. So we want to put a flat roof, which won't be any higher than the existing ridge.
So
We're
what,
taking this and doing that.
so what are you gonna do with that flat roof? It's just gonna be strictly a roof, correct?
Not a deck.
Not a deck, nothing.
No.
So I mean, I do know, I'm familiar with that thing, the ceilings are very low.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what you got in there. What do you got, 7 feet ceiling height in there? I mean, it's really not. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, like, if you came in with a drawing that said, okay, same size, same everything, you're just gonna raise the ceiling to a livable height? No expansion? That's where I would go if I was you.
Well,
Get
we
the
have
drawings for that.
50 foot,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm sorry, we have the house
Yeah.
there. We just want that, my son lives in Idaho, so when he comes down, at least he has somewhere to stay. With his family, and the way it is so low, we can't.
Yeah.
It's low, very low.
Yeah, listen, so I think you got a pretty good idea what we.
Yeah.
No up, no out, no back, nothing.
I was one of the guys that was against it because we didn't want to block the views, and I don't want to block my views against my own house.
All right, so you got what you need?
I got what I need.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, we'll see you then. We'll see you in a meeting.
Thank you, thank you.
You'll do the.
Sorry about it.
They already have most of it.
But
No, that's.
that's not it. So, okay. Next item, the meeting is open to the public. Does anybody from the public wish to address the land use board at any time? It's about any, step right up.
Hello, my name is Jake. Myself and my wife had bought my aunt's old house on Sutton Road. Did you, did the paperwork was Bill? Was Bill?
Yeah, Bill.
Oh, this is the one that you wanna take the house, you wanna take,
Right.
the house is gonna come down and you.
Well, that's the original plan. It's, the house is there, everything is on the property. We don't look to change anything. Other than repair what's there, which unfortunately the box beam and the sill plate, everything is rotted. So we have to pretty much take the house down, the easiest way to do it. With that, there was a lot of variances that need to be done, which I think we even included the septic. I don't really understand because we're not looking to change anything. We don't want to
Okay.
expand.
Did you talk with Bill?
This is our rule book right here, and this is the law that governs us, the municipal land use law. And what that says is if there's more than partial destruction, and then there's a basis for that too. Let's say your house was a foot from the property line.
Right.
We wouldn't want you to rebuild. If you could move it in and give a 10-foot setback. And we wouldn't you just say, look, it was there, I'm just gonna rebuild it. If you could provide a 10-foot setback, the house is down, do that. So we have no discretion. We have no discretion. You take the house down. If there's non-conforming conditions, you have to come back in with a variance application to rebuild. But in doing that, you may say, geez, that house wasn't exactly where I wanted to be on that property. You may move it around because you're not married to that.
Use the same.
Yeah, you don't have to, is what I'm saying. You don't be married to that if the foundation is shot.
If the foundation itself is good,
Mhm.
we're not looking to move the foundation. Does that count as not taking?
So the
down?
whole structure from the foundation up is,
Foundation up, yeah.
is-
If anything, we'd like to raise the foundation, maybe 2 rows, to get it out of the dirt.
You take the house down, it's down, it's just.
I mean, listen, if you worked around, if you did this room and did that room and finished down and then worked around and did the rest of it, that's how you get around it. I mean,
If that is the case, then
It takes more money and more time to work around it, and then you end up taking it down anyway because it's all rotted.
okay, if that is the case, what can we do with the existing foundation? If we do one half and the other half, are we allowed to raise a portion of the foundation?
well, listen, I guess if you took the house down to the foundation, you would have to, that would trigger variances, correct, Bill?
Yeah, I think,
So-
I mean, if they're separate projects and you do this half of the house and then 2 years later you do the other house, maybe you could get around this, but ultimately. Has been our issue where
Yeah.
people start and they're trying to save those couple of walls and they can't and then all of a sudden it comes to my attention that. It's not that those 2 walls weren't kept.
Bill, have you discussed this with them? I mean, have you?
Yeah, well, we've had some conversations. I truthfully, I had done the review. We talked a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, you talked.
But ultimately, the issue, I mean, if you take it down to the foundation and of course you're gonna raise a couple of road blocks on top of it and you go up. I would suspect, and I can't speak for the board and you can't make any promises, but more than likely, it's gonna be understood that, well, we're taking an old house, we're making a new house.
It's new
It's gonna be
construction.
an easy
No,
application.
it's new construction at that point, Bill. It
See,
is,
we have a difference, like the bill with the land use, I mean, once 50%
yeah.
is gone, it's considered,
50%?
yeah,
That's, yeah,
So,
unfortunately, the municipal land use law says more than partial.
yeah.
It doesn't define what partial is, but there's some case law that says 50% is an appropriate standard. Some people will say 2 walls kind of thing, but what I've seen over the years, many times, is that when people start to play that game, they find out the foundation is shot, they found out the walls, the sill plates are run. And they end up spending a lot of time to get to the point where they take it down anyway, and a lot more money, frankly. So be careful of that, because you may be penny wise and pound foolish on this.
So if I understand correctly, I mean, you can propose something where you take the house down. It doesn't mean you have to. Just to float with the notification to your neighbors, right? That you want to seek variances,
Right.
which weren't variances before, but now that the house is down, it's a smarter build strategy because you're not jerking around rotted stuff until you could deal with it later, right?
Each neighbor's signature, right?
Well, you need.
Well, no, you just gotta tell them that's your
Application to this
plan.
board. It's a variance application. You take the house down, variance application to this board. It's a common application. The board has heard many of these applications over the years. And you have a good argument saying we're not changing anything. We're not adversely impacting the neighbors. We're gonna build it back how it was, you know, and we're gonna maintain the setback. So with that, it's pretty hard for the board, and the board is very cooperative with applicants by and large to rebuild, you know.
My
But it still
fear-
is something you have to do.
My fear is getting into this, going the route of taking it down and being told that we have to move the foundation or.
We would look at it,
there anymore.
but listen,
Driveway.
we're pretty favorable.
You seem.
Listen, you take it down, whatever's there now, you take the structure down to the foundation. And you say, I wanna rebuild it, same size, same location, I just wanna put 2 more courses of block on it. Not a big deal, you know, so you're really not gonna have a hard time. You know, I would not be one to give you a hard time building the same size, same location, nothing's changing. You know, as opposed to trying to work around, you know, an old, you know,
Right.
Right.
doing
But
this and
the
then say,
issue
wow,
is
I
with
didn't know this was that bad.
Not that you need our backstory, it's, as you know, the housing market's difficult.
Yeah.
This has been an ongoing process and not with you guys. We're now at this point and we want to get started. We want to
Yeah.
move into a home. And at this point, we're a year out before we can walk in the door.
So any variances that you would need would be pre-existing, not going, so they're really not
Yeah.
you know, if you're not changing it, hanging decks out, doing it, if you're gonna rebuild what's there,
Right.
you know, it's a
Right.
fairly easy process.
You,
But you have
you
to
don't
come.
have to take the house down before you apply. You could apply as a proposed.
Oh, yeah, they would not want to take the house down.
Right, so you,
No, don't do it
Never
before.
demolish till you have a construction permit.
you just come in with, it's our intent to do this.
I would say come in and see Bill tomorrow or whenever you can,
Yeah.
and he can set you on the right path.
Yeah, I think the review's all been done, so you're ready to make your applications.
Right.
And so.
For the
I
variance.
think like.
So you come in and see me tomorrow.
I will get- make it-
But yeah, you gotta come here and say, here, this is what we got. We wanna tear this down and put it right back. Don't tear it down before you get an approval,
No,
because then
no,
you
no.
start from 0, you know?
No.
Right.
So if you do that, it's a fairly cut and dry, you're not gonna, I'm not gonna deny you. I mean, you're building this, you're taking an old structure that needs repair and just putting a new, same size, same location on top of that foundation. That's all.
Just stay within your property boundaries.
Yeah. Don't make it any bigger. This is exactly what it is, make it work.
Okay.
So.
That way would be better, faster, more
Well, the
structurally.
next available meeting for that is late January, right?
Yeah,
You gotta give your neighbors notification, you through certified mail,
And
just
then-
letting them know that you're going to be proposing.
Once it's-
Bill will give you the
Can we
whole
also-
process.
can we-
These, yeah.
Oh, Amy, I'm sorry.
And Bill will help you out with that.
There was another way of just having them sign, exactly.
No, you gotta send them third, yeah, you could.
Certified or knock on their door
Okay.
Yeah.
and
Not a
have
big
them
deal.
sign it, but you
Right.
have to say you presented them with the letter that I'll
Right.
give you to do.
The easiest way is mail it. Just do it certified.
Yeah, but it's expensive.
Or whatever. If there's too many, they don't pick it up. You don't have to knock on the door. You don't have to chase them, nothing. You know, whether they pick it up or not, it's not your.
It's not a requirement that they read it, it's just a requirement that they say it.
It's not the proof you sent.
It'd be nice if they read it.
Yeah.
The requirement that you sent.
Yeah, it's a requirement that you sent it, not
Right.
necessarily. that
All right,
they read it.
then you got your,
So I'll see you tomorrow.
all right, does anybody else in the public wish to
No.
address the board? No?
Thank you.
Seeing none, I'll close it to the public, bring it back to the board, and wait for a motion. Judy,
Motion to adjourn.
we're adjourned. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
You too. Thanks, Bill.
Happy Thanksgiving.